All right, welcome to an afternoon stream of Unlimited Power live tonight. Just going over some, I don't know, just going to play some hot decks currently this week. This is Monday, December 18th. So we have a few more hot decks taking the lead on swdb.com, and I'm just going to want to keep playtesting this Vader Big Red Machine deck that I made a little bit ago. Really loving it. We can take a look at it real quick. In case you haven't seen this, there are links down in the description below of the decks I'll be playing against today, as well as the deck that I am using. So again, this is Vader Big Red Machine. This is 2 red and 1 black, so double red aspect there. And yeah, if you're unfamiliar where the Big Red Machine comes from, that comes from Kane right there. He is a old wrestler from WWF, WWE, one of those types of things, and Vader really fits that dynamic, doesn't he, of being large, in charge, and more machine than man. So, and obviously playing this double red I think is going to make it even more fun. So really excited to sit down and play test this a bit. There have been no changes since my last time. There have been a couple of cards revealed recently that may be beneficial for it, but they weren't necessarily the direction we were going to go. So let me make one quick change here. Nope. Well, we're just going to leave it, I think. Okay, so we're running 3 Admiral Mahdi's, which is going to help us reactivate Vader or other characters. And Admiral Ozzel, who allows us to really hit hard once we have Palpatine into play. He's also a fine 2-drop. This is probably the only card I was thinking about taking out this week for 2 tubes. 2 tubes comes into play. He's a 1-cost 2/2 unique unit that gives your other red characters raid. So I may mess around a little bit and take Ozzel out, but Ozzel kind of fits what we're trying to do here when we're trying to get to the end game. So, cell block guard for that Sentinel, a Death Star Stormtrooper, 3 of those, 3 Palpatines, 3 Fifth Brothers, 3 First Legion Snowtroopers, 3 Partisan Insurgents. Nice card, really needs other red cards to really make it work, but that toughness helps us out a lot with that 4 health there. So, Snowtrooper Lieutenant, an Imperial Interceptor, a TIE Fighter, 3 Fallen Lightsabers, 3 Vader's Lightsabers, and then 3 of these events. So the double red card, Aggression, which is, I think, one of the big keys here to the deck. Force Chokes to help us deal with some units. Mission Briefing to keep our hand plentiful, and some Open Fires. So hopefully we see a little bit more villainy things come out soon, because I would really love to start diving in there and seeing some more villainous cards, preferably something like a Force Lightning, and I mean, I don't think we're going to see Force Push in the villainy thing, but I'd like to see a couple more Force things that can just kind of remove opponents' units. So yeah. So we're going to be playing a couple of decks today. First one we're going to try is Iden Red by Jayunplayable. This had a couple of the top votes this week, and looks like they're running the new Iden Verso from Inferno Squad. You may have known her from the Battlefront 2 games. Great story, really enjoyed it. If you haven't played it, I recommend playing the campaign for fun there, and has a nice DLC that expands a little further. So great game, great story arc, really interesting characters. But they're going a blue, black, and red combination here. I don't want to give too much of it away, but again, you can find the link to this deck in the description below, and you can also download it and try it yourself in forcetable.net. You do not need to be a patron of Force Table to upload decks and try them out. You only need to use it if you're playing sealed. So let's just go hop in. We're going to make them the second player. We're the first. And I think we're good. Let's just randomize who goes first. All right, so as a reminder, if this is your first time watching, when I play test, I prefer not to mulligan. I always want to just test my deck as best as I can. And even though there were still a lot of cards out from the set releasing, which is March 8th, I always want to get in the habit of playing decks where they are. You never know where you're going to be in a competitive tournament. You never know what you might get stuck with after mulliganing. So let's just stick with what we have and make it work, right? So, and we got some time today to just mess around. So as a quick reminder, Iden's leadership ability is she can exhaust herself, and if an enemy unit was defeated this phase, heal 1 damage from your base. Need 6 to bring her out, and she is a 4/4. Once she hits the field, she is shielded, so she enters play with the shield on it, and continues with the enemy unit is defeated, heal 1 damage from your base. So no longer does she have to exhaust, she just has to stay on the field. So great looking art here. Really love how they did her as a character. I think some of the trees could have been better there, but you know, we're getting there. This is to fully capture what was happening in Battlefront 2 in the beginning of the campaign. Again, if you're not familiar with it, the Inferno Squadron starts right at the Battle of Endor and needing to escape. They are one of the Empire's top tier squads, mostly ground units, but do have the capability of piloting. So yeah, let's hop into it. Take a mulligan? No way. Let's see. 2 cards got to go down though. Ugh. I like all of these. We're probably going to drop the Interceptor and wow, let's go with the First Legion Snowtrooper since we have 2. All right, Iden drops the TIE Fighter. They go first. We're just going to play 1 card. We're going to play the Snowtrooper. Iden will probably... Ooh, they drop us Death Star's Trooper, so we're going to take the initiative, and we'll go first. Okay, we have some options here. I'm going to drop the TIE Fighter for now. Now we can drop the Insurgent and activate Vader's ability to take out the Death Star Snowtrooper. That's going to be really important, but we have to hope that the AI doesn't swing with the Snowtrooper first, or Stormtrooper first. The wise move here is to swing with the Stormtrooper, right? Take advantage of that 3-1, knowing that there's a Vader on the field. Probably best to even kill my unit, but we'll see what they do. The AI sometimes makes the right decisions, but not always. So we'll play our Insurgent. And we get force choked. That's fine. That's there's a good example of what the AI should not do. But we can't trigger Vader's ability because I forgot. We need to play a black card, not a red one. So instead, we're going to go ahead and hit the base for 2. We could kill the Snowtrooper, but Stormtrooper, we'd rather Stormtrooper swing on us, which now they're going to because they have 4 health. Gross. They just got the Resilient, which makes them tougher. That's a good move on their part. Good job. Jayunplayable. That's a fun card to put in there. We'll take the initiative. Iden's going to trigger, which no enemy unit did die, so they'll hit their base for 1. They'll take out my Snowtrooper, and they'll leave their Death Star Trooper with 1 health. We'll take an additional 2. All right. Now, we do have Tarkin down to help us deal with some stuff, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Let's go. We got a couple options. I'm going to drop the Insurgent. So now we can actually run the 5th Brother and trigger the Vader ability. We can also run Aggression, which is going to help us out a little bit. Aggression would actually take out both units. I think that's probably what we're going to do. Let's see what they play. We'll play the 5th Brother. Let's tease him a little bit. Out comes Cloud City Wingguard. Perfect. We'll activate Vader's ability. Deal 1 damage to a unit. We'll choose the Stormtrooper, sorry. And 1 damage to the base. Now, I guess I forgot the Stormtrooper actually has more health. So I love making some mistakes here. And that's fine. That's the point of the game, right? Play around, make some mistakes, learn from them, and be a better player. I've never gotten good at games by just winning all the time. And I like to say I'm good at Star Wars. For those that don't know, I have played many Star Wars games and have brought back a lot of regionals, nationals, awards. So let's see here. I'm actually the 2-time regional champion of the Northwest for the Star Wars LCG. And although Star Wars Destiny, I had a lot of good wins. I was in a very competitive market in the Tulsa area, playing against some great players like Eric Wainwright, Tim Bunn, lots of great people there. But yeah, lots of time playing some Star Wars matches. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop Vader's lightsaber here. Everything here is good. Vader's lightsaber, though, however, we're not going to see come into play until turn 7. So 2 more turns away. Let's play for the turn now and get moving. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to play aggression. We're going to deal 4 damage to this Sentinel unit, and we're going to defeat up to 2 upgrades. So 4 damage on the Wing Guard, and we're going to remove this Resilient to take out the Snowtrooper. Regional Governor comes into play, and they name a card. What did they name? TIE Fighter. Oh, well, alright. No TIE Fighters for me. Like that mattered. Moving on. We'll go ahead and we'll swing with the 5th brother here. We can do a little bit more damage. I just say let's do it. We'll hit him for 1. And we'll hit their base for 3. Out comes the Death Trooper. Hurting us a little bit more there. That is alright. Let's play our own Death Star Stormtrooper. It's a 3-1. Take another 2 damage from that TIE Fighter. And let's take the initiative. We have 3 cards on our hand, and our opponent has 0 at the end of that turn, so we're in a good spot. Those are all good. All good cards. Force Choke's going to be good. Open Fire is good. Mission Briefing's going to help us draw. We'll probably just get rid of... Let's see, we're about to hit turn 6. Those cards help, but this is going to really take care of what's on the field. Man, we'll drop an Open Fire. We'll probably want those extra cards here in a bit. Okay, first things first. Let's hit hard. Let's go with an Open Fire here. We're on 6. I'm going to take out the Death Trooper and see what our opponent does next. Here comes Iden Verso. With that shield, that's okay. We have some answers here for that. I wish we can give +2 somewhere else. All right, Stone Trooper's going to swing first. Nope. Let's go Snow Trooper Lieutenant. Attack with the unit, 5th brother, and we'll go ahead and swing on the base. We could deal 1 more damage to it, but we would end up killing ourselves, so we're going to hit no, and we're going to hit that thing for 7 total. The opponent wastes an Open Fire on us. That's fine. We are all good. Now, the downside here is we did just lose our ability to play Force Choke for 1, and that's okay. We have some options next turn. Let's go ahead and swing on this base for an additional 3 with our Stormtrooper, sorry. We'll take 1 from the Governor, who decides to take out the Stormtrooper, and Iden can hit us for 4. We'll allow it. Let's take the initiative. And TIE Fighter will hit us for 2, dropping us to 10. It's a 10-17 match. We have more cards in our hand, a little bit more options with Vader coming out on our turn. I think we're in a good setup. Oh, and some draw cards. Ozzel's good. Ozzel's really going to get us there if we can draw a Palpatine. And we have some good options here, so let's do this. First, let's swing with the Snowtrooper on Iden. We got to remove that shield. Snowtrooper goes down. They play heal their base for 3. We're going to go ahead and deploy Vader now. Opponent has no cards in hand, so we're all set there. We're going to Force Choke our opponent. And we'll be able to take out that TIE Fighter once Vader swings. Here comes another one. That's fine. No big deal there. Let's play Mission Briefing and draw 2 more cards. Great. TIE Fighter, Admiral Ozzel. Let's play Ozzel and hope we can draw a Palpatine next turn. Play the TIE Fighter. Attack with Vader. Now, when Vader attacks, you can deal 2 damage to any unit in any area. So we're going to choose space, and we're going to go ahead and take out one of these TIE Fighters. A great image of Vader force choking a pilot in the sky. And let's pass. It's 8-16, but this is what this deck does. And then there it is. Double Palpatine coming at you. No problem. We're just going to drop this snowtrooper. In case the opponent has an answer, like a vanquish for the Palpatine, we're all set. Yep, do not care. Opponent has nothing else left in their hand. They drop the Imperial Interceptor. Let's go ahead and play Mr. Palpatine himself. Now, he'll do 6 damage. Split as we like. Let's just go ahead and do 4 to this TIE Fighter, completely obliterating it, and the remaining 2 to the Interceptor. Boom! Force lightning for days. We're at there. Alright, let's go ahead and swing. Now, what I should have done is play an Imperial using Ozzel, but I didn't. That's fine. Would have been fun. No one to hit for 2. Ozzel will swing for 2, so I could have hit him for an additional 6 this turn, bringing him down to a total of 4. I'm not too worried about it. There's nothing in this game that they're going to be able to deal that much damage. We don't need to put any more resource cards down. Whatever they play, we have an answer for. Yep. No problem. Let's go ahead and swing. Mr. Palpatine first, and then Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith, with the cleanup. Jayunplayable. This is a fun deck. We're going to keep running it back because I'm enjoying it. So really want to see what Iden Verso has to offer. And yeah, I mean, I'm loving it. Playtesting games, playing Star Wars Unlimited, always a good time. Happy to be doing this. Appreciate the feedback. If you're enjoying this, make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, you'll keep getting more fun streams with me. Maybe even some videos in the future. So, all right, decisions to make. These are all low-cost cards, and these are always the toughest decisions, right? Now, the Death Star Stormtrooper, we can play this turn and trigger Vader's ability, which is what we want to do. Next turn, we could play Sublight Guard, which is probably going to be the right move. So I think we're going to go ahead and drop the Legion Snowtrooper and the Fifth Brother as our resources. Force Choke gives us that option in case there's something comes out we just can't deal with it. Let's play our Stormtrooper. Now, here's a tough card. Scout Bike Pursuer. Has grit, and it's a 1/4. I'm not a fan of playing against this card. It is a great card. It is great. A good cost, 2 aspects, which I think is a fair balance, and it can hit you eventually as a 4/4. And if you're playing something like Tarkin or Veers, you're getting other bonuses because it's Imperial and Trooper. So it's not a card I want to see sit on the field too long, so we're just going to take this out now. 3 damage there, and I hit the wrong ability and damaged my base. That's all right. Problem with playing online sometimes, right? Let's finish up. All right, so we have a 3/1, and they have nothing on the field. Our base took 1 damage because I'm a little bit dumb. That's all right. But the pressure is on. All right, we got a Mahdi and open fire. We're going to drop the Mahdi. Mahdi is good, but it's really beneficial once Vader's in play. Take advantage of it. Okay. They waste their turn with the mission brief with a open fire. We can play the cell block guard, or we can go mission briefing. Let's play mission briefing because we'll be fine. Cell block guard doesn't necessarily need to come out this turn, and we can pass. All right, they have 4 cards in their hand. We're about to have 6 after we put 1 down. TIE Fighter it is. Ooh, actually, Palpatine's probably a better option because Palpatine we're not going to see for a bit. We're only on 4 resources, so we need 4 more turns. And the goal of this game is to play for the turn. Let's play the TIE Fighter and see if we can lure an Interceptor out. No, they have nothing to play. The AI takes the initiative. Oh, poor guys. Well, that's all us. We'll keep the initiative. We'll put out a Sublight Guard with Sentinel. Easily one of the best cards in this game so far. Making its way in there. We're going to drop the Partisan Insurgent as a resource. That is what it's there for at this late game. We're not playing too many red units. And the AI drops another open fire. I think this is their second, so all right. We're getting through it. Let's swing with that TIE Fighter. Hit him for 1. It is now 29-24. 28-24, sorry. They drop their own Stormtrooper. I'm not too worried about it. We can draw a card, or we can untap here with Aggression. 1 damage, though. It stinks. Nope, let's play aggression. So we are go ahead and ready unit with 3 lesser power and deal 4 damage to the unit. Ready our TIE fighter and 4 damage to the stormtrooper. Out comes another TIE. And we'll swing on the base, bringing them down to 26. All right, we're only down by 2. They heal for 1 using Iden's ability. Now this is the problem I have with Iden. That ability does slow them down, and it's only 1 health. So like in this aspect, they could have kept the initiative and just not done it. But if they're, you know, it just seems like it's slow, and you'd rather be playing a little bit slower than aggressive. But hey, the game's early, and we're going to see a lot of leaders not be great this first set, but get more support as the game goes on. So that's mostly just how it works. All right, we'll go ahead and drop Admiral Ozzel. I think everything else here is really good, and we just got to 6 resources, so Vader can come into play next turn. Let's play the Interceptor to deal with the TIE Fighter. Deal 3 damage there. Iden Urso comes out, not a problem. We have a Force Choke after she can get rid of those shields, which will take a little bit of time. Opponent plays a takedown. Defeat a unit with HP 5 or less remaining HP. So there goes our Imperial Interceptor. We did play a black card this turn, so we can damage something, and it does not matter if it's a leader. So yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's hit Iden to remove that shield and hit that base, dropping down to 25. Ooh, a Resilient. They just got a little bit tougher. Not a problem. I'm okay with Iden getting, like, you know, more defense there. Not too scared of that. Again, plenty of answers here in this deck. Wow. But which ones to give? Force Choke at the end of the day gives them a card. Like, it's cheap, but it does give them a card. We're going to drop it. Some people may think that's weird, but when you're really trying to stay ahead, card advantage matters. When you're this far late in the game and your opponent has 7 resources, you don't really want to see their bombs. So if you're familiar with the decks you're playing against and you know the card advantage doesn't matter, go for it. But if you need to play it safe, play it safe. All right, our first step here. Now, aggression can get rid of the upgrade and kill, so that's perfect. So let's do that. Defeat 2 upgrades and 4 damage to a unit. Again, this is why aggression's so good. Look at that. And we get a takedown. Not a problem, though. Action ability. Deploy this leader, please. Out comes the 5th brother. Not really a problem here. Swing. Vader's going to do 2 damage to the brother, but we'd rather take that brother out because we're not going to have the initiative, and I don't feel like taking an additional damage or letting the brother get another upgrade on it. So we're just going to open fire here and finish him off for the remaining 2 damage, and we'll pass. Here we go, a lightsaber and Imperial Interceptor. We're actually not going to put a resource down. I like all these cards. And we only need 1 more to play Palpatine, so we have enough cards to make that work if we need to. All right, the opponent has really nothing else to do except play that Patrol Craft. Another issue with the AI is the AI may continue to put resources down when it's not necessary. So hopefully we see like a cool update there where the AI checks maybe the highest value of the card before committing to it, you know? Let's play an Interceptor. We'll get rid of the Patrol Craft, no problem. And we'll pass. All right, I do enjoy playing against this Iden Urso deck. I think we're going to keep seeing some more things like it. But again, this is all just to playtest the game, learn a little bit more. There's no reason why the AI should have gotten this many resources. Probably should have stopped maybe 2 ago, but that's okay. All right, let's swing with Lord Vader here. Now, Count Dooku does have a shield. That's not a problem. We're going to do this to deal 1 damage to remove that shield. And the other 2 will hit him just fine. All right. And just in case we're worried about it at all, We'll play 2 cell block guards, giving Vader some room to breathe next turn, pass, and Vader should be able to finish us off no problem. All right. Hey, look, they stopped at 9 resources. That's good. Good for them. Good job, AI. We'll finish this off clearing the board on attack trigger on the TIE Fighter. Well, we won't clear the board. We'll just clear space board. And there we go. Game 2, always fun. Let's try this deck one more time. Again, description of the deck we're playing against is what is this called? Iden Red. It's one of the new hot decks there on SWDB, where we're seeing some this getting a couple of hot votes. But it is a blue, black, red Iden Verso deck against Vader Big Red Machine, and descriptions are in our links are in the description below. All right, no mulligan for me. Always play test and just take what we got here. Oh, this is a bad hand. All right, Palpatine definitely has to go. This is 2 out of 3 of our Palpatines, but we're not going to be able to play them till turn 6. We could drop Mahdi, but let's just drop the second Palpatine and go from there. Okay. All right, last game they dropped the Scout Bike Pursuer first, and it's definitely a tough one to deal with. We're going to drop the Admiral Ozzel, who's not really going to be benefiting us a lot this early, but he'll help us get where we need to go. We'll drop the Mahdi. Yep. Scout Bike Pursuer does the right move, swinging into the Admiral, giving itself a little bit more damage there. The problem is we have an answer for the Scout Bike, and we're just going to go ahead and hit it now. I don't really want to take 4 damage later. And the AI decides to use a Force Choke on that too, on that, so not the move I would have done, but it's an AI. All right, I'll play the 5th brother of my 3 resources. The AI is going to go ahead and take the initiative. We have 3 lightsabers we can play as far as some options, and we also have an aggression that we can use next turn. So I'm really liking what we have here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of one of the Vader's lightsabers, since Vader's still 3 turns away from coming out. Here we go. Here comes the Cell Block Guard. We have some answers here. I would love to trigger aggression, but that Cell Block Guard is it has the Sentinel, so untapping 5th brother doesn't help if they've already had to hit the Cell Block Guard. So I think we're just going to go ahead and open fire. And we'll let the 5th brother just kind of do his thing. Swing. We're not going to do the ability this turn. So we're just going to hit it for 2 damage total, dropping the opponent down to 28. And we're going to draw some cards. Partisan Insurgent. This late in the game, you really don't need him. And out comes the Regional Governor. Regional Governor has named Aggression. Good choice. Good choice. AI picking this up. Great card. So for those unfamiliar, Regional Governor will name any card and you cannot play any versions of that card. If you name a unique card, for example, 5th Brother, all versions of 5th Brother cannot be played. Remember, unique cards are always going to have their name and maybe a certain subtitle. This is 5th Brother, Fear Hunter. So luckily, not really a big deal. We have some answers here. Let's go ahead and make the 5th brother a little bit stronger with the Fallen Lightsaber. All right. Ooh, that worked out considering we just got hit with that open fire. No big deal. Swing on the base. We're going to do this. And we're going to skip the 5th brother's trigger. There we go. 9. Perfect. We also have an action ability we can trigger here. Deal 1 damage to a unit and base. We'll choose the Regional Governor. And of course, Catacombs of Kadara. Alright, nothing else to do with 1 resource. We'll pass the turn. And it's going to have 1 card ahead of our opponent. Really like all these. Aggression's about to go away. So let's drop... We're going to drop the Imperial Interceptor. Governor's not going to last very long. The opponent does a repair, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Iden's interesting, but the healing abilities are going to slow you down every time. So Iden should also see play this turn, so we should be ready for that. Okay, let's go ahead and go Snowtrooper Lieutenant, and we'll attack. And this is where we're actually going to do the on attack trigger and deal 1 damage to the Governor. And then we'll do 1 more damage to the Governor. Bam. And hit the base for 12. All right, they should be dropping the Iden this turn, so we're just going to go ahead and pass. Iden would come out with the shield, and they're only 4 health. And this is a reason Iden's probably not going to last very long in the meta, or at least not in this matchup. Because all we got to do is play 1 card, Aggression, and we're going to take care of the shield upgrade and take care of Iden immediately. Pass on the second one. And this is what makes Aggression so good. 2 upgrades removed. Yeah, I love it. Pass. Okay, we are on Vader's clock now. All these cards are good. The lightsabers allow us to have some options, so we're going to just drop the Stormtrooper. Because once we play 1 lightsaber, we'll do 4 damage to a unit. Hey, look, there's 1 we can deal damage to. And we can play another Vader's lightsaber, replacing the one we had, and deal another 4 damage. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to attack with the 5th brother. Let him do his thing. We'll go ahead and reduce, let's see, I'm at 5 damage. I can take a total of 7. Yeah. 1 damage on Dooku. And 11 damage there. Again, we don't even have to get to Vader. 5th brother did the job for us. Iden Verso, you are fun. Jayunplayable, thanks for making this deck. Let's go ahead and look at some other hot decks this week I found on swdb.com and try Vader Big Red Machine there. Okay. So again, Iden Red, fun little deck here. We saw Count Dooku is kind of their big bomb who sits at 7. Dooku's good, but that 4 health isn't really helping. Nothing I think had more than 4, did it? Nope. So really everything can die to Force Choke, Open Fires, and Aggressions. Again, if you're not playing against a red player, you're going to have a little bit more options, and this deck probably does a little bit better. But 4 health is really good on all these units. So let's move on. Let's move on to one of the hottest decks I've seen for a while, and that is Vehicular Manslaughter by Jax 10. Leia Organa Alliance General with Tarkin Town. So this is a green, red, white deck here. Looks fun. I don't want to go super far into it because I kind of want to be surprised. I've seen a couple of the cards already. We'll select them as player 2, and we'll randomize it and just go ahead and see what Leia Vehicular Manslaughter is all about. Perfect. Okay. Again, no mulligan for me. We're just going to accept with what I got here, and I have some options. So my turn 1, I can drop the TIE Fighter, which is going to help me out. So we're going to drop the Partisan Insurgent and the Imperial Interceptor for right now. Now Leia is aggressive AF. So I definitely need to kind of keep the board clear as much as possible. So she'll take advantage of having multiple units in play and swinging with 2 of them with 1 action. So got to slow her down. The only way to do that is to keep cards out of their hand and keep units out of the field. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and play the TIE Fighter. We're not going to go first. Leia's already done. We can trigger our action ability for Darth Vader. Deal 1 damage to the unit, 1 damage to the base. Battlefield Marine. And the base. Now the Battlefield Marine isn't anything special, but again, it is a rebel unit. So there's a chance Leia can attack next turn with the Fleet Trooper and hit us for 5. I don't really want to take that risk. I don't know if they're playing Fleet Trooper, but I do know my 3 cost units. The question is Fleet Trooper white or yellow? I don't know. But I don't want to stick around to find out. So, bye-bye. Little Quarren scum there. Ooh, this is a tough choice. Double Fawn Lightsaber, Fifth Brother, Cell Block Guard. Oof. We're just going to drop one of the lightsabers. I don't want to, but these are all good cards for the situation. Okay, we escaped an Akbar. Akbar is so good. If you're unfamiliar with them, look at these stats. 3 cost, green-white, 1/4 with Restore 1. Really a solid build, and then we see the abilities here. When played, deal damage to a unit equal to the number of units you control in its arena. So I think it's great. I think it's a great card. You're always going to have people with ground units. It's low cost. You know, if you have a great board presence, it's amazing. Or you can use it really early on. So yeah, I think it's a solid card here. No biggie on our part. Let's just go ahead and swing with the TIE Fighter first. Leia doesn't have any other options, so we can play the Fifth Brother or we can play the Cell Block Guard. Let's go ahead and play the Fifth Brother. I want to see what Leia's going to do next turn. If it's nothing, we get a lightsaber on this guy and have some fun. Our first Legion Snowtrooper will hit the resource pile. Green Squadron A-Wing. Good job. That was a good card. Not really a problem for us, though. Lightsaber hits the field. 2 A-Wings. Wow. Okay, well, let's get some damage in then. First things first. Let's hit this base. Now, they do have Tarkin Town, so I don't want to just damage my Fifth Brother, just to avoid the extra 3 there, so we're not going to do it. We're going to hit their base for 5, and they're going to swing with their Admiral Akbar for a total of 1. Yep. And let's go ahead and swing. We played a black card. We did. Cool. Dealt 1 damage to a unit in base. We're going to choose this Green Squadron A-Wing. Hit Tarkin Town. Drop him to 17. We can hit the Tarkin Town with the TIE Fighter, or we can take out one of the A-Wings. We're going to go A-Wings, because again, these Rebel units can get overwhelming real quick. There we go. The Fared board presence, we have aggression in hand, so we'll be able to take care of one of the units that come out. But there's a big chance that Leia is going to drop a unit and attack with 2 in the same action. Or drop a unit and attack in the first action. Instead, we get an Alliance X-Wing. Okay. That I can deal with. Let's swing on the base. Sure. Nope. No trigger. Hit it for 9. I want to see what Leia does here. She swings with the A-Wing. Not a problem. We have aggression. And again, aggression is so good. Watch this. So, oh, it's 3 or less power. My bad. It's still good. We'll deal 4 damage to a unit, and then we'll draw a card. I was hoping it was 3 or less cost, but it's 3 or less power. So, we'll take out the A. One has raid. Take out the one with raid. And we'll draw. Perfect. Here comes Leia Organa. We won't be able to finish her off, but we can get close. Let's hit him for 5. And here comes that Fleet Lieutenant that I was talking about earlier. Now I know it's white, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. Leia can get really aggressive real fast. She drops the Fleet Lieutenant, gives herself the bonus, and yeah, gets us to 16. Now we have Leia pretty much on the ropes here. Not even getting Vader out, and that's kind of the point of this deck. You really want to keep the boards clear. You have someone like Fifth Brother that you can put some of these force ability events, or you can play the force ability upgrades and take advantage of it. But as long as you're keeping the board clear before Vader makes his entrance, you'll do pretty solid. Your opponents probably have less cards by then, and if you're playing cards like Mission Briefing and Aggression, then you should have a couple more answers than they do. So let's take the initiative and take some water. Having a good time. Good time. We'll get rid of the Death Star Stormtrooper. You have a couple options here. Loving these Vader's lightsabers. We can pop one on the fifth brother if we need to. We just might. I think I'm going to play Cell Block Guard. Well, no, let's attack with the fifth brother. His fifth brother, I think, wins this right now. 4 + 3. Yeah, I think so. On attack trigger first. Deal 1 damage to another unit. We're going to choose the Fleet Lieutenant. 1 damage to all units in the ground arena due to the fallen lightsaber. Hit him for 10. And they showed us a Dodonna, and a Snowspeeder. So this turn we were probably definitely going to get hit with that Snowspeeder. That's for sure. But let's run it back. So Vehicular Manslaughter is the name of this deck. You can find the link in the description below. Definitely one of the hottest decks on SWDB this week. Leia, again, she is tough to deal with. Very aggro. You can have a couple of different options with ground and space and mix it up. As long as you're playing Rebel units, you're good. So, no mulligan on my part. We're going to put Ozzel down and the Interceptor. This gives us the Snowtrooper Lieutenant we can play. We get to go first. I'd rather save the Lieutenant, honestly. Let's take the initiative. They play a Sabine Wren. Well, we have an answer for Sabine. No problem. Palpatine hits the resource board. We don't need to see a Palpatine this early. Sabine is kind of a pain, so we're just going to go ahead and open fire on her now, getting rid of her. And out comes the Fleet Lieutenant with no target, so it's just kind of a waste. We'll take the initiative. And AI passes as they should. All right, we're about to hit turn 4. Pretty good. Let's drop the Stormtrooper here. Pretty much setting up more for a Vader move. Let's play aggression. We'll draw a card and deal 4 damage to a unit. Fleet Lieutenant leaves play. We draw a Snowtrooper. Out comes a Battlefield Marine. Let's take the initiative. AI has nothing left. Perfect. Ooh, double Mahdi. I like seeing double Mahdi. There's some answers there. We're 2 turns away from Vader, so keeping 1 Mahdi is important. Keeping 2, well, I'm just getting cocky and want to have some fun. So let's do something fun. Let's draw some cards, I guess. Well, I really don't like this Marine. And Leia's going to come into play this turn. If we draw cards, the only thing we'll be able to play is a Force Choke. Let's play Mahdi, and I want to see what the AI does here. Snowtrooper, that's what it does. Okay. Snowtrooper has ambush, so hits Mahdi, defeating him. No units for it to untap. That's all right. Let's use Vader's ability. Deal 1 damage to a Rebel unit. Ooh. The fact that the Snowspeeder is a Rebel unit is going to make it difficult here in a bit. We're going to hit the Battlefield Marine. They're probably going to put Leia out, and we are going to kill the Marine before Leia swings with 2 units. So we'll still be able to keep the initiative, and Leia doesn't get to take advantage of her ability until next turn. Hits us for 4, 24 to 21. They still have the Tarkin Town. No other cards I want to play this turn, so we're just going to take the initiative and get ourselves to the 6 resource. We'll drop the TIE Fighter. Leia over here is a little bit of a pain, so let's see if we can find an answer with the mission briefing, hoping for another open fire. None, but we did get a Cell Block Guard, which is good. Cell Block Guard isn't going to kill the Snowspeeder, but it's going to save our base a little bit. Snowspeeder takes some damage. And we're going to take the initiative, and we'll be hit by Leia for 5 this turn. 1 from Dodonna, 1 from her raid ability. Okay. Drop this. Let's drop this Stormtrooper. That's fine. Okay, this puts us at 7. We are now at Darth Vader range here. So this turn, we definitely want to play Admiral Mahdi, so we can activate Vader twice this turn. We can play the Snowtrooper Lieutenant, so Vader can hit for an additional 2, one of those turns. So that's 4 resources that are already taken up, leaving us 3 more. I'm going to go ahead and play the cell block guard, and we are going to make the AI work for it. All right, they play a Starwing Scout. Not a big deal there. Let's play... See that 4 resources left. Really, let's play Mahdi. I have a feeling they're going to do something. There it is. All right, Akbar comes into play, but he takes care of the cell block guard. Not a problem. We're going to go ahead and pass because I don't want Vader to be hit by this snow trooper or snow speeder. Sorry. Okay, pass one more time. Leia's probably going to trigger to swing with Dodonna next turn. Yep. Woo, 4 damage. This is a lot. Can Vader clear the board? Let's hope so. Action ability. Deploy the leader. Yeah, deploy the leader. All right, we're only going to get 1 attack, or 2 attacks here, so we're also going to play the Snowtrooper Lieutenant. Attack with this unit. Yes. So Vader's going to swing. He has 7. Really got to take care of some of the big stuff here, so let's go 4 on Dodonna. And we'll do 2 damage on our own Admiral Mahdi, so we can untap. Vader takes 4. Vader can't kill Leia this turn unless he deals 2 damage, but we want to probably hit the Starwing Scout. Either way, we're kind of stuck. I think this is a good draw. It's definitely what it's going to be, is a draw. So the best play is going to be to just hit... Oh, you know what? We should have hit Leia first, then hit Dodonna. God, we've got hit so hard by Leia, though. Yeah, we would have died on the Dodonna kill. But either way, we would have lost. So it's not really a big deal. 2 damage here. Finish off that. Let them draw a card since they have the initiative. And we'll pass. All right, AI has this. That's no problem. We'll restart the match and keep going. Now, if we had a little bit more health, this Emperor Palpatine would have done it for us, which would have been great. There it is. Great job. Great job. Who made this deck? This is Vehicular Manslaughter by Jax 10. So again, description down below. Great little deck there. So restart the game. Yes, please. All right, this has been good. Okay. Take mulligan? Nope. We're just going to keep what we got and deal with it. Double Admiral Ozzel, so he can easily go. The rest of the stuff is pretty good too. The lightsaber is a maybe. Let's put the lightsaber in there. We don't have a 5th brother in opening hand, and we can't play the lightsaber until turn 7. Or sorry, resources are at 7, so turn 5. All right, we're going to go ahead and play a Death Star Stormtrooper, which allows us to trigger Vader's ability. And there it is. They're going to go ahead and go first, I'm sure. Again, I do not want to see that fleet trooper come out and have this Quarren Rebel Trooper Marine hit us for a total of 5. So we're just going to clear the board there using Tarkin Town. That may be too early, but again, Tarkin Town's ability only works on non-leader units. So, you know, there's that. Double open fire, a cell block guard, a fallen lightsaber. We have no force users. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of... I'm going to get rid of Ozzel. Ozzel's good, a little closer to late game, but there's really no need for him right now. All right, opponent uses open fire on our 3-1. Not a good play. We can play the cell block guard now, but we won't get the benefit of Vader's ability. That's okay, because next turn we'll have the open fires ready to go. Ooh, 3 open fires. Wow. Okay, no lightsaber, I guess. I like this. This is going to keep us away from those surprise attacks. Here's a great new card. It's a red-white aspect card, and it's a 2/2 soldier. Another rebel trooper. When played, a unit loses sentinel for this phase. Really good. I would love to kind of see some more of these type of cards. Can really be game winning towards the end. So no problem there on our end. We're just going to go ahead and play another subblock card. Out comes the wing leader with the experience tokens. Gross. Action ability. Deal 1 damage to a unit and a base. Take out the wing leader. Hope to see an aggression soon. If we don't have one, open fire can take care of the spec ops soldier. Oh, we can still attack? Probably should. Swing on the base, drop him to 20. Love it. Go ahead and pass. Out comes another Ozzel. And a 5th brother, who would have loved those lightsabers earlier, but that's okay. We're in a really good spot for a 3rd game here. Alliance X-Wing comes out. This is just a standard X-Wing. Now, this is the turn that Leia can come into play. So, taking out the spec soldier works in our favor. Leia comes out. There are 2 units with Sentinel that Leia has to deal with. We'll just go ahead and swing on Tarkin Town. Now, Leia can take out one of these units. She hits us for 2 after playing the Admiral Akbar, who checks all units in the ground field. All of the allies' units, that value converts to damage, and they can hit another unit. All right. They use Tarkin Town to finish my cell block guard. I'm going to go ahead and take the initiative. Leia's going to take out the other cell block guard, but she's going to have 3 damage herself. So we have open fires, which is perfect to remove Leia. Ooh, double Mahdi. Go ahead and drop one of those in the resource. 1 turn away from Lord Vader. 2 open fires remaining. We have some answers here, no problem. Leia's going to go out first. We can't afford to deal with her. They have 3 units remaining. Let's play our 5th brother. Let's put some pressure on them. We're going to take our first point of damage. They're going to heal to 15. We go down to 24. And we're going to take the initiative. So as long as we have the initiative and we take out this Star Wing Scout, they won't draw 2 cards. They will, however, play for a Cause to Believe in. Now, this is a fun card that was released this week. I had some fun with it this last Saturday in a sealed pool. Just really enjoyed making it work. So it's a 3 cost, and you look at the top 4 cards of your deck. For each white aspect card revealed this way, deal 1 damage to an enemy base. You may discard any of the revealed cards you put. And put the rest back on top of your deck in any order. So I've definitely used this to win. And yeah, they just went and hit me for 4. Now, here's the cool thing. Depending on what they choose to do with these cards, this is all public information now. So I can write these down and I can have an idea of what's left in their hand. I know 2 Green Squadron X-Wings, a Fleet Lieutenant, and a Sabine Wren. These are all great cards. So looks like they went all back in the deck. None were discarded. We're about to hit 7, so we can play Darth Vader this turn, which makes Force Choke playable, makes Admiral Mahdi playable. Not playable, but gives Admiral Mahdi's ability a chance to work. We also have Mission Briefing. I think we're going to go ahead and drop Force Choke. Seems weird, but I really don't want to give them a card. Leia really wants cards. She wants that tempo. So I'd rather not do that. We can draw cards ourselves, which is fine. With 7, we're going to go ahead and attack. Let's attack the base. We're going to try to finish this off this turn. This is the point of the deck, right? Vader comes out, and you just need to win. And we can. So we're going to hit that base for 3. Opponent has nothing else left in their hand. Trigger Vader. Deploy the leader. I'm going to go ahead and play Mission Briefing and draw 2 more cards. Hope for a Vader's Lightsaber or a Snowtrooper Lieutenant. That's exactly what I got. Perfect. Okay, check this out. We're going to play Admiral Mahdi. Opponent has no cards left in play, except they can swing with Akbar, and they were smart enough to swing with Akbar. That's fine. Which unit to ready? We'll just ready this guy, and that's fine. Well, so much for double Vader this turn. Sometimes it's okay just to pass and let your opponent tap out at the end. I've done that a few times. I like it. I probably should have done it for the fun factor, but that's okay. Vader's going to go ahead and swing. We got to do 2 damage to something. Let's just choose this dumb ship. Force choke that guy out of the sky. Hit the base for 7. Again, we could have hit with Vader twice if we just passed the turn. But that's okay. 1 damage here. Hit for 4. Yeah, it's going to be our go. Leia, there's no way Leia has any answers. We don't even really drop any resources if we don't have a Palpatine in hand. Yep, no big deal here. Game 3 goes to Vader the Big Red Machine. Again, this is just AI, so they're not always going to make the best decision, but it gives you a good idea about how your decks work, what to be looking out for, helps you understand, what things to avoid as far as your problems in your deck, or what you're really struggling with. So, yeah, this is great. So, let's go ahead and go back and load new decks here. We've played the Leia deck 3 times, best 2 out of 3. I definitely enjoyed it. I really want to try this Leia deck a little bit more. Let's go ahead and try something else. All right, let's also take a look at what Vehicular Manslaughter has in it now. Okay. Maybe I'll switch this overlay too while I'm at it. All right, let's take a look here. We saw the Akmar, 3 of those, 3 Battlefield Marines, which I did not let survive. Because alphabetically, that fleet lieutenant is what follows next, right? When played, attack with a rebel unit and gets +2 turn. So on the second turn, you can be hit with this 5. Like, that's a lot, especially when you're running Tarkin Town. Drops you from a 25 to 20. No thanks. Dodonna is good, but maybe it's too slow for this deck. I think you need something like Ezra or an R2. You just need to keep cards in your hand. We didn't see K2SO. I think this would have been a good card to go up against. Overwhelm, good cost, and when it's defeated, you get ability to do damage. So I think that's really what you want to do. We also didn't see Wedge at all. Each friendly vehicle unit gets +1/+1 against ambush. That's important. We saw the Alliance X-Wings. We did not see a Bright Hope, surprisingly. 4-cost unit. That Sentinel would have made a difference a little bit. And just bouncing some cards. So, Green Squadron Air Wing was great. Red 3 we didn't see, but all friendly white units gain raid 1, so that's pretty good. Most of the opponent's units, actually all the opponent's units are white. 3 Wing Leader, which is good. For a cause to believe in, and open fire. So not many events, but really solid. Very aggressive. Did not stand a chance to a Vader control deck. So Big Red Machine here, doing what it does. So again, Kane gets us there all day, every day. So always fun with that. Let's see. Oops. Did you guys know I can move myself? I can. It's pretty cool. It's not what I was moving. All right. Let's pick something else. So the other one we have in our description today is... Where are you? Was it Leia Aggro? Yeah, Leia Aggro by Omega. So another one I found on SWDB as one of the hot decks this week. It's a green, white. Running an energy conversion lab. So this is a good card. I really enjoy this as a base, and I want to kind of see what Omega has for us. It's had a lot of top votes. Not as many as the other 2 this week, but hey, we're here. We're giving it a shot. Let's see what Omega brings to the table with the AI piloting. We'll make them player 2. We'll randomize, and we'll head back to the board. I'm going to drink some water, because playing for an hour and talking is, can be a lot. All right, no mulligan on my end. I do see 2 Admiral Mahdi's. One of them's definitely going away. And we'll throw the second one away anyway. No point in holding on to them till turn 7. Let's see what this Leia brings to the table. We're got to go first. We're going to play the Death Star Stormtrooper. It has the Black Villainy aspect card, so we can trigger Vader's ability. And out comes C-3PO. Gross. So automatically the AI uses C3, the energy conversion lab ability, and swings with a unit cost 6 or less. I don't think that was a good move, but they did it. I'm okay with it, I guess. I'll finish off 3PO. 3PO's ability, though, is when he comes into play, choose a card, choose a number, look top card of your deck, and if it's the chosen number, you can add it to your hand, I believe. Yep. So not the best move on the AI, but I've seen them make amazing moves, I've seen them make dumb moves, and that's why I just keep playtesting and playtesting. Okay, Admiral Ozzel here. I really love all these other 3-drop cards, so AI gets to go first. They're going to play a V-Wing, drawing a card, putting them at 4. Well, 2 can play that game. How about I put myself at 5? We'll pass. They did get a 1/1 unit on the field. I'm not really stressed out about that. We'll go ahead and drop. We're on turn 4. And drop Palpatine. We're 4 turns away from playing a Palpatine, so I'm not really worried about that. Alright, they draw another card, no problem. This time we're going to be a little bit smarter. And we're going to play a 5th brother, so we can trigger Vader's ability. And they're going to draw another card. Wow, so we are tied. Card advantage wins games at the end of the day, so that's what makes these V-Wings so good. And if you can keep cards in your hand, and especially more than your opponent, you have a better chance of beating them. Just because you have more options. Right now, they have more than I. But I have another mission briefing in hand, so we'll be all set. Ooh, we're going to drop... I have not seen a single non-vehicle unit yet. They're coming, though. We'll drop the Force Choke. Watch, here comes something big, but again, they already have enough cards in their hand. I don't need to give them any more. Yep, that's fine. That is fine. Let's go ahead and play Cell Block Guard to give ourselves Sentinel. Let that Leia swing into that. Ooh, Attack Pattern Delta. This is a great new card. Double green, so it's their second double green event here. Give a friendly unit +3/+3 for the phase, another +2/+2, another one +1/+1. Okay, great. So who got the +3? Not you. You. Okay. That's a lot of damage we got to do. And we're not going to be able to do a whole lot. Let's do 1 damage to a unit and a base. We'll go ahead and deal 1 damage here. Now, at the end of the turn, we'll be able to kill it. At the end of the phase, it'll just die itself. That's fine. We're going to take some damage this turn. Leia's going to swing into the Cell Block Guard, taking 3 damage. The Cell Block Guard goes away. Not a big deal. We're going to go ahead and swing with our 5th brother. Let's go ahead and deal 1 damage to him to hit Leia for 1. Out comes another C-3PO. We do not have any other options except an action ability with Tarkin Town. So we can finish off this V-Wing, but I really would rather save it and take the damage here. So we're going to take an additional 3 plus 3, 4, so 7. Ugh. Nope, we're just going to take it. Take the initiative and see what happens. First time playing against this Leia deck, so let's see why it has all these upvotes. This is Omega, who made this deck. I haven't really seen Omega's name on the boards too often. Not saying they're not present, just is not something I've seen very often. Open a 5th brother as a resource. We're 1 away from Rock and Vader here. Double mission briefing, Snow Trooper lieutenants. Really need an event to deal with some of these units, so let's see what we can draw. There it is. There's an open fire, so we can take care of Leia or C-3PO this turn. We're actually just going to take care of Leia, get her out of here, so we don't have to worry about the double Rebels attack into action. All right, we'll take 1. I'm going to swing with the 5th brother. We can do 1 damage to him. Let's go ahead and do it. We're 1 turn away from Vader coming out here. C-3PO takes the 1 damage from the brother. And the AI plays your own. My only hope. Look at the top card of your deck. You may play it if it costs 5 or less. If your base is 5 or less remaining HP, you may play it for free instead. So they play the Rebel Pathfinder, but there's no Rebels in play to make that ability work. So that works out for me. We still do have Tarkin Town, which we can trigger. Let's go ahead and do that. The opponent has 3 resources left and 4 cards, so they may play another card giving us initiative. And they do. Out comes the Homestead Militia with Sentinel. Let's take the initiative. All right, perfect. We're going to drop the Partisan Insurgent. We have the 5th brother here, who hits for a strong 4. No problem. I'm trying to think of what Leia may play to deal with our Darth Vader. Just not sure. We'll swing at the brother. Swing on the militia. 1 damage. No, we're going to die anyway, and we're taking out the 5th brother. He's not stronger, so we'll just die. Let's trade. Out comes Alliance X-Wing. 5 resources remaining on their end. Alright, I want to play Mahdi, and I want to play the Lieutenant. That's 4 resources. That gives us open fire remaining, and mission briefing. Let's go open fire. Let's just get rid of the Pathfinder and see what the AI plays next. A General Dodonna. Perfect. Action ability. Deploy Vader. Here we go. So Dodonna's out. The opponent only has 1 resource left. We're going to play Admiral Mahdi. Then we're going to play our Snowtrooper Lieutenant. Vader's going to hit hard. Attack with a unit. Yes. Vader. Swing on the base. Deal 2 damage to a unit is Vader's ability. So we're going to kill our own Mahdi. Mahdi says whenever you die, you can so you can ready a villainy aspect unit. We're going to choose Vader. He hits them for 7. Vader's going to swing now for another 5. He only has +2 on that attack. And we'll go ahead and take out this V-Wing with Vader's ability. All right, it is 3-15. Again, Vader comes out and really hits hard. Not a problem. Now, if we had this Admiral Ozzel out, we would have had some fun with Palpatine coming into play this turn. But I wanted to play Overwhelming Fire. All right, the opponent plays Command, the second green aspect event card. Give 2 experience tokens to a unit, which they did. They chose the Alliance X-Wing. Friendly unit deals damage equal to its power to a non-unique enemy unit, which they chose the Lieutenant. So their other options are they could play it as a resource or return a unit from your discard pile to your hand. All right, Vader swings. Game 1 against Leia. Aggro by Omega here. A lot of pressure. I liked it. They really kept up. Look at this. Compared to the last Leia deck we played, the opponent still had cards in their hand, had good resources, kept up with us. They must have drawn maybe 3 additional cards or 2 with some of their abilities. So let's restart the game. Let's run this back. All right. Again, we're just playing against the AI, so the decks that we're playing against, even though we're beating them, are really good, very quality. You know, it all comes down to how you pilot a deck. In any game, that's what it is, though, right? If you're going to a tournament, one of the big ones I remember going to in the Star Wars LCG was, what was it? It was Gamma Nationals 20, maybe 15 or 14. And one of the big things was when you got there, almost everyone was playing the same light side deck. Now, like many Star Wars games, you had a light side and a dark side, looking at, you know, Star Wars Decipher, the LCG, and a lot of people were running the exact same builds. Very, very little difference. And it was one of those things where if everyone's playing the same thing, it's all about who's going to play it better and the card advantage there. So, or not card advantage, but the who's going to have the right plays and maybe some of the extra stuff. So it was definitely interesting, but it's one of the things you want to stick away from in a game. You really don't want the meta to be that boring, but sometimes it happens, especially this first set. It's going to be really clear what decks are good and what decks are bad, and it comes down to how well you know it and how well you know how to play around, you know, the cards that are really built to destroy your decks here. So play, learn. So if you're ever hesitant about it and just not sure like how to get better, play some of these top-rated decks. You're right. Learn why they're good. Now we're going to drop the Force Choke and the Imperial Interceptor. Gives us 2 TIE Fighters so we can drop, and this 5th brother with the lightsaber. So we'll play a TIE Fighter now. The opponent's going to go ahead and pass to keep the initiative. We'll use our ability with Vader to deal 1 damage to a unit in a base. There we go. And the opponent did not waste Energy Conversion Lab early this turn, so that's good. We'll pass. That Pathfinder's dangerous, but I want to see what they do. So why not? We're going to drop an Insurgent, and I may just only play another TIE Fighter this turn. Okay, they used Leia to swing with the Pathfinder. Wrong move there, AI, but doesn't hurt them too much. Just lets us know they didn't have a card that was going to be readied. Let's swing with the TIE Fighter so I don't have to worry about any tricks there. Let's get that 2 damage in while it's sitting on the field. Boom. Out comes an Alliance X-Wing with the Energy Conversion Lab. That's exactly why we swing with the TIE Fighter. X-Wing hits the TIE Fighter. Seems like a waste, but we haven't really seen many big cards yet out of this deck by Omega. I could play the 5th brother, but I'm going to play the TIE Fighter here, and we're going to trigger Vader's ability. All right, deal 1 damage to a unit. We'll deal 1 here, 1 to the Conversion Lab. I'm going to take a sip of water. And let's go ahead and get rid of the Pathfinder, because I don't really want to be hit by that Fleet Trooper coming out soon. And again, with Leia decks, the best thing you do is keep the board clear. The less units they have, the less likely they'll be able to take advantage of their abilities. And their ability of Leia is to swing with 2 units in 1 action. All right, it's cheating the system. You got to stop it. Be a rules lawyer. That's all I'm asking everyone to be here, is be a rules lawyer against Leia. Don't let them break the rules. All right, double Fallen Lightsaber, double Open Fire, and a 5th brother. We got options here. We're going to go ahead and drop one of the lightsabers, even though, man, it's so good. Nope. Gotta drop one of them. We could drop one of the Open Fires, but I'd rather keep it for a Dodonna. See, there it is. Dodonna comes into play. We're on turn 4, and I can just say no thank you. We're gonna go first anyway. Leia attacks next turn. Let's swing. Swing first. So if we don't hit Dodonna now, I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Because here's what's going to happen. They're probably going to activate Leia to put Leia in the field. And then they'll swing. So. And we have a sub-lock guard. That's great. Ooh. Held on this Fallen Lightsaber for a reason, I'll tell you that. We'll drop one. I really want all these cards, man. That's why it's important to draw cards while you can. Out comes a command, giving 2 experience tokens to General Dodonna. General Dodonna, you silly man. I don't got time to play with Dodonna, so we're just going to be aggressive here. We're going to go ahead and defeat 2 of these upgrades and deal 4 damage to that unit. So, perfect card to counter command is aggression. Boom. Alright, they're probably going to play the Leia on their turn. I am not worried about that. We're going to go attack with 5th brother on the base, putting some pressure. Trigger 5th brother's ability. And hit Leia for 1 there. Alright, opponent has 3 cards in hand. I also have 3 cards in hand. So it is a fun match. We'll take the initiative. We got an open fire left and a mission briefing. That's great. Palpatine hits the resource field since we're still 2 turns away from dropping him. I think that's our first Palpatine, yeah. Cool. Play a card. We're going to just go ahead and drop open fire now. I don't got time to wait to see what Leia's going to do. Leia draws a card. Another V-Wing. Nothing's going to come out this turn, so let's mission briefing. Let's draw 2 more cards. There we go. All right, Bright Hope comes out. Not really a threat to us, honestly. We're at 23, they're at 15. We're going to draw 2 cards and go first. Let's get rid of the Lieutenant. And now we can play Vader, and we have the Snowtrooper Lieutenant, and we have an Aggression. So we got some options here. Let's see, we can go 5, 6. Just doing some quick maths here. I'm really worried about a Snowtrooper coming out. That's really my only worry. Akbar is not going to be much of a big hit. Oh, Agent Callus comes into play, so hits us for 4. Yeah, there it is. That's fun. Well, fine. Let's give myself some more help then. How about that? R2-D2 comes into play. Thank goodness. All right, let's play the Snowtrooper Lieutenant. Attack with a unit. We're going to choose Lord Vader. And swing. We'll do 1 damage to all ground units on attack trigger. Let's take out the V-Wing. Get that out of here. Hit R2 for 1. Hit the base for 10, dropping it down to 5. Leia really doesn't have any more answers going forward. We're going to take the initiative rather than playing a card because we'd rather go first and end this match. This is game 2 against Leia Green Aggro by Omega. Okay, and there's our second Palpatine. Palpatine here can clear the board, no problem. We don't need him to. We got the game in hand. If we had an Ozzel, it'd been nice to run that, but we're all good. 2 damage on the Bright Hope. 8 damage on the Energy Immersion Lab. Nothing to write home about over here. Another command. That would have been fun. That would have been a smart move. So, all right, let's do game 3, right? Yeah, let's do game 3. I'm having fun. The more I can play Vader, the better. I'm really a big fan of it. I'm hoping to see maybe Palpatine this set. We haven't seen any villainy cards as far as like a double villainy event, a villainy leader for the most part, a villainy unit base. So yeah, I'm hoping we see maybe like Death Star or Emperor's Throne Room. We can see Emperor Palpatine as a black unit, or we can see like an alternate Vader as a black unit. So, but you know, there's a lot of things we can see. We could see episode 1, or not episode 1, prequels, or sequels, original trilogy. We have some options. So, take a mulligan? No. Ozzel will go, and Force Choke will go. Everyone may be surprised me dropping Force Choke, but against a deck like this, you just can't let Leia keep cards, right? You need to control the game. Vader Big Red Machine is not an aggressive deck. It's not supposed to be putting units out and swinging every turn. You have to be, killing things on the board, using your units for that. So I'm going to play the Stormtrooper. Allows us to trigger Vader's ability, which we will. Action ability, swing here. Hit it for 1. Hit the base. Leia takes the initiative, and we're going to pass. Okay, Partisan Insurgent, you are going to go, and we're probably going to draw some cards this turn. Fleet Lieutenant. See, this is what I'm talking about. Usually I prefer to use Tarkin Town immediately to avoid the Fleet Lieutenant, but, it happens, so that's all right. We have answers for the Lieutenant. Not really a big deal. I don't really want 2, because now once Leia has 2 units, she can swing with 2 every turn. So we're just going to go ahead and swing with the Fleet Lieutenant with open fire. Taking that out. Swing with the Stormtrooper on the Conversion Lab. And then we'll use Tarkin Town to finish up the Pathfinder, so we don't have to worry about the green command coming into play, which they'll be able to play this next turn. Another reason to keep that board clear. Once you know your opponent has a card like that, you really don't want them to get that on top of you. All right, we're going to drop the Snowtrooper Lieutenant. And keep Ozzel just in case. Out comes Alliance X-Wing. All right. Swing with the Stormtrooper. We can use aggression to draw a card and take out the X-Wing. Or we can use it to draw a card and take out the Pathfinder. Probably going to do that. 4 damage, and actually we're going to ready a unit and take out the Pathfinder. Let's do that. So 4 damage here. Let's take out both Rebel units because Leia's coming into play. And again, we can just kind of keep the board clear. Stormtrooper did his job. And they should do what all Stormtroopers do and, you know, die for the might of the Empire, if you ask me. Okay, Palpatine and an Ozzel. Oof. We're going to drop Palpatine. We're still 3 turns away from running Palpatine. And Mahdi is 2 turns away from being useful for Vader. So we have 2 cards to draw. We have nothing else to do. So let's draw. A second Mahdi and a Force Choke. And yeah, we get hit pretty hard with that Fleet Lieutenant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really no point, honestly. The AI may have another card, or they're going to take the initiative. They take the initiative. Okay. Really wanted to keep going first here. Let's draw 2 cards. And drop the Snowtrooper. One turn away from Vader, so 2 Mahdi's is going to be fun. Let's put down the cell block guard, so Leia has to swing into that, or the Fleet Lieutenant will swing. Ooh, double militias. Bad. Militia with a conversion. Okay. Opponent has 2 cards remaining. They're going to hit us for a total of 3, 4, so 7. Can't really afford the 7. Let's hit them hard here. 5 damage, huh? Yep, we'll hit Leia for 5. We'll draw a card and swing with the Lieutenant. I just wanted some answers, everybody. Just wanted some answers. Let's swing. I can't swing, so let's take initiative. Vader can come out this turn. I think that's what we're going to have to do. We'll drop the TIE Fighter and put some pressure. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got to watch out for commands. We got to watch out for whatchamacallit, Akbars. So we could play this Vader and Leia may take it out, which good job on the Leia deck. Again, Omega. Fun deck. This is a very good aggro deck here. 4 and then 3, so it drops us down to 1. Gross. Okay, what are my answers? We can play Lightsaber and deal 4. But I should just attack. I don't think we have any answers here. I think they got us on game 2. Swing on this militia. We'll kill the other militia. No problem. 2 damage. See what the AI does now. Alliance X-Wing. Okay. Let's play Mahdi. We're going to play our lightsaber to kill Mahdi. Unless Callus swings into us, which they don't. Okay. Play the lightsaber on Vader. 4 damage to our Mahdi to untap our Vader. They take the initiative. We're going to go ahead and play another Mahdi. And we're going to go ahead and attack. Who should we attack here? We have 8, so we can do a total of 16 damage to that base this turn. Which is not enough to kill it. We could, 1, 2, 3. We could wipe this board though, so I think that's what we got to do. Alright, let's hit the low one first, I guess. I don't think we can actually wipe the board. We'll do 2 damage here. 8. Six out of 9. Can't really kill anything. Yeah, man, they got us. They got us good. That was good. Real good. So I guess I could have swung. No, I couldn't have swung on the base 3 times because we needed to take out that militia. This was a really good match. AI got us. That's really good. Does not matter. It's hard to tell where I should have made the better decision there. But this is why we play. I'm having a good time. Hope everyone else is too. Again, you can find the links to these decks in the description below. It is Vader Big Red Machine by me, D-Rod here at Unlimited Power. And then Jack's 10's deck, Leia Aggro. Leia Green Aggro. So, take a mulligan? No way. So, there's my handicap for the AI. Okay. Double lightsabers, double stormtroopers. Ooh, let's just, man. Let's do that. Who hated seeing that? I bet people hated seeing that, but that's what you gotta do. Play for the turn. Don't play for the turn you want. Play for the turn in front of you, you know? R2-D2 hitting me. Gross. Epic Conversion Lab used so early. That's fine. We'll take out R2 there. Really wanted that Snowtrooper Lieutenant to hit the Death Star Stormtrooper with its abilities, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and pass. All right, board is cleared. We will get rid of the Imperial Interceptor. We're either going to draw 3 cards or we're going to play Legion Stormtrooper. Fleet Trooper is going to come out. That's what I'm worried about. Mission briefing. Draw 2. There we go. Pass. Okay, let's see. Fleet Trooper into Homestead Militia. Maybe, maybe not. We got to get rid of a card. We'll get rid of the Stormtrooper, or Snowtrooper, First Legion there. Out comes Battlefield Soldier, or Battlefield Marine, sorry. 2 resources left there. So I am not concerned now. Shit. I am, though, because I hit the wrong button. Don't you love that? That's the only problem I have with online games. If you hit that wrong button, there's no going back. So I hit the take initiative instead of play a card because I'm silly. And we lost a whole turn. This game's going to have an asterisk to it, but maybe I'll play another one. All right, play the cell block guard. They're going to play Leia. They're going to swing for a lot because why not? Why not? We have 2 resources left. Gross. Action ability. We need to deal 1 damage somewhere. We can take this out. I can hit one of these units, and that's going to be beneficial in making sure Leia doesn't hit us next turn. So I think that's what we got to do, or this turn when she swings. So if the AI is smart, yep, gross. Okay, how much damage does they give it? 3? I can kill it. It's dead now. No, it's not. Because it's 3. Oh, man, yeah. Look at that. Look at Leia go. Attack pattern Delta, giving its units some stuff. Should have probably played that beforehand, but they didn't. I will drop the Death Star Stormtrooper to tempt them. No temptation, I'm sure, on their end to swing into it. They should activate Leia. And take 4. Wow, yeah. So my play mistake was not putting out the Subblock Guard a turn early, which is what I needed there. We are now at 6. Not many options remaining for us. Let's play Snowtrooper Lieutenant to swing with the Stormtrooper, who's going to hit for 5, and we'll hit the Militia here. Leia swings, should be swinging for 4, swings with another unit for 2. They have the Pathfinder remaining. Not sure if that's really going to help us out. we'll go ahead and play an aggression. Deal 4 damage to a unit, and let's ready a unit with 3 power or less. So here, and ready us. Out comes the Bright Hope, nothing for it to bounce. Take the initiative. Opponent probably has nothing else, and hope we get a cell block guard. Nope, no cell block guards. Gross. All right. Wow. Well, I guess we're gonna go again. I'm about to lose. I could activate Vader. I could play a Snowtrooper Lieutenant, which is probably the only valid play. Boom. Wow. Good job. Yeah. The AI is really doing some work here. Out of all the decks played today, this is probably the only one that's given me a lot of trouble. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything I would add into my deck to help against this Leia type thing. I don't think so. There's obviously some cards that can come out, but there just aren't as many options yet. So I know one of the ones I'm looking at is like Partisan Insurgent, who I haven't played at all today. Admiral Ozzel's next. If I replace Partisan Insurgent with anything, it would be Two Tubes, who's a 1-cost 2/2 unit, who gives all other raid units or red units raid 1. So no mulligan. All right, both. We're gonna get rid of Mahdi and the lightsaber. Let's give ourselves a little bit of toughness here. Let's give us some defense. We'll drop the Stormtrooper. Let's see what the AI plays. This time, no hesitation on my end. We're just gonna kill any unit out there. C-3PO doing the work for us. We don't have to use Tarkin Town. We'll just kill it using our ability, since they decide to use Energy Conversion Lab to swing into the Stormtrooper. Always seems silly, but that's what they chose. Let's pass. God, I don't want to give them more cards, but that may be what's going to happen. We're going to drop the Lieutenant. Or Snowtrooper, sorry, First Legion. Different Snowtrooper, different day. Okay, play a card. Force Choke. Let's get rid of this. We're going to just have to get more aggressive. Give them the card. They're going to have one more than us. We can play the Stormtrooper now. We don't have the initiative, so let's just go ahead and do it. Pass. We'll have this new Lieutenant next turn. Ozzel hits the resource field. Opponent plays an Alliance X-Wing. That's fine. We'll play a Snowtrooper Lieutenant. And we're going to go ahead and swing with the Death Star Stormtrooper for 5. Let's make them feel the pain. They play an Academy Training. Look at this. This is not even a ship. A person. This is a regular upgrade. Academy Training upgrades. We see this in the Rebels. You know, just taking children, making them soldiers. No, that's never been wrong, right? So, let's see. What else can we do? We got 2 more resources. Let's go ahead and hit somebody. 1 damage to a unit and a base. Yes, please. Drop Energy Conversion Lab to 18. We're still at 25. Opponent gets to go first next turn. Man, we could hit that Alliance X-Wing for a little bit more. 3 more damage. They're still going to be alive. Next turn. We could have an answer. Let's do it. Let's clear this board. I'm kind of tired of losing, if you haven't figured that out yet. These last 2 matches I've lost against Leia. This great Leia deck built by Omega here, but I'm tired of it. So we're just going to put the pressure on. We got another Snowtrooper Lieutenant. We got a cell block guard here. We got an open fire. Out comes Princess Leia. I ain't scared. We're just going to go ahead and attack with a unit. Right into the base for another 5. Boom. You're at 13. General Dodonna comes into play. That's bad. We'll go ahead and play open fire because I don't want to deal with that. Am I still going to take 8 damage this turn? Yes. Yes, I am. But that's fine. I could have taken 4. You're right. I could have taken 5 damage, sorry, from Leia Organa. But we still have the answer for the Alliance X-Wing in our pocket, as long as we play a black card, which we have one next turn. We're going to pass, draw 2 more cards. I really never see this few cards in my deck, but here we are. Yep, dropping the lightsaber. Even though it can go on Vader soon, it's not going to be this turn. Wow, okay. So here's where the AI made a mistake. When played, you should have played the Fleet Lieutenant on Leia, giving Leia +2/+0, who swings with the Alliance X-Wing, and that would have been really good. So that's just my opinion there. Play a card, Cell Block Guard. Out comes Battlefield Marine, not a big deal. Action ability, we're going to go ahead and finally take care of this Alliance X-Wing, get that out of here. Leia swings into the Cell Block Guard, I'm sure. And then we're going to hit her base for 3, 5, 7, dropping them to 3 on their turn. Or we wipe the board of all their guys so that way Leia can do nothing. 2. Man, I really do love hitting all their guys. I mean, we'll have a completely clear board. They're going to go first. Let's just guarantee we get the win here. Because again, you could play a Fleet Trooper and swing with 3 units on their turn. That's the whole point of that Leia deck. It can come at you from anywhere. So let's play it safe. 10 isn't that hard. We can definitely do 10. And we'll clear the board. Now, if we knew one of these was a Fleet Trooper, you'd think, man, D-Rod, that was really smart. Or you're just thinking, like, you should have just got their damage down to 3. I'm like, well, that's not what happened, did it? Okay, we can play Vader this turn, no problem. We have an aggression. They swing just for 3 on us, so now I'm definitely not scared. What are you going to play? R2-D2. Okay. R2-D2 it is. Play a card. We're going to go ahead and draw and deal 4 damage to a unit. 4 damage there. That's what I want to see. Mission briefing. Out comes a 3PO. Shows us a V-Wing. They draw it. Okay, they're just going to be drawing some cards, I guess. Swing of Vader. 2 here. Out comes the Pathfinder. Not a big deal. They still have that V-Wing they're probably going to play, so we'll play the Block Guard for Sentinel. V-Wing draws them a card. We take the initiative. Game over. It's really similar to what happens a lot in Star Wars Destiny. It was a very similar game where it was an action type game where your opponent had an action, then you had an action. There was never like a priority of what we've seen in other trading card games like Magic, Grand Archive, Star Wars LCG, where you play a card and your opponent has a chance to respond. It's like you did this, you played the card, or you activated a unit, or you rolled the dice. Your opponent has one chance to deal with it. So in times like this where it's just kind of like, all right, game's over, I go first, initiative does matter. Setting up for that next turn matters, and sometimes you just want to pass. So 2 damage. Let's just get rid of this R2-D2 out of spite. Boom. And that was great. So I had a great time playing this today, just on a fun little stream. I appreciate everyone watching. I had fun. I hope you had fun. I usually stream on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Tuesdays in the evening, Saturdays in the mornings, and hopefully you catch the next one. I'll be doing some deck testing again on just some other stuff.